Hi, this is Ed from Computer Science. We are now doing Lesson 3, Part 2. Lesson 3 is kind of long, so we have to break it into two parts. Uh, in the Skype lessons, some students can do Lesson 3 complete in one session. Other students, we break up into two. The video course, the first part took quite long because we're explaining everything. So now we're doing inheritance. So let's recap what we did last week, last lesson. We made the person class. So the person class stores a name and the age. The purpose of a class is to store data variables, or just store data as variables. Oh, we can put as variables here. Oh, that's good. Right. And that's the functions, the operations. So where are these functions? Here they are. Get name, get age, set name, set age. So the operations this one's doing is getting the values. The operation that this one's doing is changing the values, putting new values in for name and age. And this guy is initializer. He gets called when the person gets made, initialized to name and age. And we have the string one. All Python classes should have the string, and it prints out the information about the string. So, so as you look at your program again, you can always make spelling mistakes, corrections, and add more comment. So programmings are always evolving. You can't say once you write a program, it's going to be like that for the rest of its life. It's not. It's going to be always changing, updating. All these lessons, they're always being updated and changed and new things added. And so if you look at these lessons a year ago, that would be quite different. Got now, always adding more stuff. Every time you teach a lesson, you add more details. Some person gives you new insights how to teach. It's like, so these lessons are like living lessons. The students have contributed so much to them. That's why I guess why they're so successful. Okay, so now we want inheritance. Why do we want inheritance? Is to reduce repetition. Why we have functions to reduce repetition. We don't always type in age input, how old are you? We just call this function enter age or enter name. It does it for us. And here we make the person object and we give a name and age. So we ran out of time. So make person object. See, we get so excited to run the program, we forget the commenting. Okay, make another person object. Make another person object. So the objects are made from the class definitions, like the architect draws a picture of a house, and the guy makes a house, the contractor. So I call him the constructor, house constructor, and then he makes a house. Now house is an object. You can't live in a drawing, but definitely you can live in a real house. So people always wondering the difference between an object and a class. Class is definition, what you type on the computer, and the object is the memory allocated for the variables defined in the class. So where are these variables? Where are this data? Here, right there, our name and age. So Python's a script language. So you don't have to declare your variables. You can just declare and use at the same time. So it's very, very handy. Okay, so now we want inheritance. So we want inheritance because one class can use the data variables and methods or functions from another class. So functions in a class are usually called methods, but people still call them functions, but each university types they call them methods. So we better call them methods. We don't get them mad at us. They get mad so easy. So we can put a little comment here. So inheritance allows one class to use the public variables and we get used to methods now. Forgot methods from another class. Okay, so what kind of class are we going to have? We're going to have a student class. Okay, so class student, and we want to inherit the person's name and age. So we can put person here. Okay. Okay, so we have person here. And where's this person? It's here, right? It's got a name and an age. Okay, so that's done. So we have to initialize our student. Not an easy job in Python. Gotta use this word super. And I gotta put the round brackets because it's a function call. And you gotta call the init from the person. Lots of work, eh? Oh wow. Nothing we can do. Just cooperate with these people. And we gotta give it a self. Oh, we don't have to give the self. We just give the name and the age. We don't need to give the self because this is actually the self here. So, okay. So it gets the name and the age. And gets, okay. So we need the def. So it's def init round brackets. And this one gets the self. So here's the self, the name, the age, and the ID. ID is not a good word to use because it's a reserved word. So we can call it oh, no, we just call it student ID, I guess, because we don't want to use reserved words from the Python. Okay, now there's our def. There's a super who's going to send the name and age to the person here. Okay. And we need a student ID. So it's self. That's student ID equals student ID. Okay. There. So now we got the class student inherits a person and it's going to get a name, an age, and a student ID. We give the name, the age to the person, which is way up here. We call it initializer or constructor, probably initializer. And it gets the name and the age, and then we store the student here. Okay. So we go initialize student. So now that we type, we can put some commenting in. In this one, we're going to say student class inherits person class. Okay, so therefore the student has a name, age, and ID. Okay, so recap, inherent class allows one class to use the public variables and methods from another class. In Python, we really don't have private, public, protected, and, so to them, everything's public, but there's way to make them private and stuff like that, but you don't want to do that. Some schools make you do that. We're not going to make you do that. So one thing you need to know, the class we are using is called the super or base class. So Java, they call it the super class, C Sharp, and maybe C+, they call it the base class. And then the class using the superclass is called the derived or child class. So we'll call it the derived class. We're not going to call it the child class. Like, sound like a little kid, right? Need some toys for a little kid, maybe. Okay, just make the getters. So you know how to do that now. From lesson 3, part 1, maybe we make another lesson 4, but we'll just call it part 2 for now. So getters, easy to do, def. It's going to be get student ID. You're lucky I'm a slow typer. So nothing to worry about. I don't have to worry about my spelling mistakes. So we need a self. Remember, always forget the self. So this guy doesn't need a self because it has a super. But this guy needs a self. This guy needs a self. This guy needs a self. So we want to return self dot student ID. Okay, that one's done. And now we're going to make the setter now. So in Python, people don't really make these setters and getters. We just make them for you, because they can just use all these variables without using getters and setters. But then the university people get really upset. They get upset for anything. You put a comma in the wrong place, they get so angry. Or they put a space before a comma, 10 marks off right there. Unbelievable. I don't know how anyone can go to a school these days. When I went to school, so easy. They give an A just for showing up for class, but now it's not that easy anymore. So you want to set the student ID now. Wow, so many underscores. Need the self. Don't forget the self. I always forget the self. I wrote a whole program without. Oh, I put all the selves and it took me all day. You have an automatic self injection or whatever. Okay, this is quite easy, right? We just copy this one since we're bad spelling mistakes. So we got one spelling mistake. Okay, great, that's done. Just need a string now. So we need the string thing. Well, we can even copy two together. Look at that. Okay. Okay, so now we copy and paste. We get more stuff done. less spelling mistakes, display student information. So the strings are always the same. Every Python class needs a string. And if you don't put it in, you're not going to get any messages. So we need the messages. So this one, a little awkward again. So no, now we're going to, now you're going to see inheritance working in person now. So the string class can use the string class from the person class. So we get S equals super. Super is the person class. Remember our definition. The class that we're using is the super class because round brackets function call underscore string. I found out you really need this underscore string. You just can't say super. Or maybe you can on some compilers. Slash n means a new line. Make sure you put the slash the right way. Everyone does it the wrong way. And they start doing it the wrong way. I get mixed up. So we can do this all in one line, a little plus thing. Whoa. My student ID is colon. So the student ID is going to be a string, so we don't need the str, but we do need the self. Self, if we don't, we get 10 million errors. We don't want any errors. Okay, it's done now. Now, if you don't return the S, no one's going to see your message. And we made that mistake so many times. Even I tell students, don't forget the S, we still make the mistake. Okay, our student class done now. So let's look at our recap here. Inheritance allows one class to use the public variables and methods from another class. Who's the other class? It's the person class. Who's the variables? Name and age. Who's the methods or functions? Get name, get age, get set name. And when we run our student class, we will see this. And it's set age and string. Okay. And then our student class is going to inherit the person class. So you put that around brackets. It's got an initializer. It's going to get a name, an age, and a student ID. We give the name, the age to this guy because he's going to store it for us. So when we make the student object, also going to make a person object for us automatically. So nice, right? And then we store our student ID. If we don't store it, no one gets stored. We can get the student ID, and we can set a new student ID in case they get kicked out of one school. They have to go to another school and get another ID. And then you can set out information. Just do one line for convenience. Okay. Okay, it's done now. Now we want to make this the student object. So always remember this. Objects are made from class definitions. Don't forget that. And objects are the memory allocated for the variables defined in the class. Okay, you never see these spelling mistakes until you read it the second time. So a lot of lessons have many typos. And as you teach them, we are updating, actually correcting the typos. So I say to students, oh, we give you the transcript at the end of the Skype lesson because, well, we actually add more stuff and then we fix typos. And one day we're not going to have any typos, but we're doing very good now. We have many less typos than we first started. I remember my first C++ lesson I sent to this company for evaluation, and they said, oh, that's a great, excellent lessons. And they said, well, except for the typos. So I used to hire students. I used to teach school and get all these students. I said, oh, I make them read the lessons and fix the typos for me and stuff like that. Even when the self-study course we have now, students are always emailing, oh, I found this typo, page 5. So they're really helpful and they don't get mad and they're very happy to find them and we correct them. And well, the lessons are free, so we can't give them free lessons. So, oh wow, maybe free homework help, I don't know. Okay, so we have to make we have to make a student object now. Wow, how's our time going? Oh wow. Okay, so we make the student object. Remember, we make the object from the class definition. Okay, you can't make a class because we already typed it in, so how can we make a class? I mean, the class is a file, not a, doesn't run on a computer. Okay, so make student object. Easy to remember, the object is what you're making, and the class is what you're typing in, defining. So we call it S equals student, and student needs three things: a name, an age, and a student ID. So we don't have a student ID, so we have to go get one. So this is what we do. Every student has made the same mistake. No one's done this right. Nobody, ever. Anyways, this is what they do. They copy this one, and we put here. I guess we can put here, like, program is very sequential. You want to do one thing after the other. The brain is very sequential, so program is also good. So function to enter a student ID from the keyboard. Since there are input-output functions, we don't want to put them in the class. You know, we got class for data, our little functions here for input-output, and our main to run the whole thing. So let's enter student ID. Please enter your student ID. I don't think we need underscore. And what mistake they make, I tell you what, they always say return name, or they say they don't change this, and then they run it and they get the error message. So no one's done this right. But since I'm doing it, I guess I have to do it right. Can't make mistakes on videos. Well, they're not. We don't charge for the videos, so they can't ask for a refund. So good, eh? So we're all covered here. Okay, so now we got that done, and we got this here done. We just got to print it out now. So is it going to work? The student one never works first time, ever. No one's got that working the first time. Some self is missing or spelling mistake or something. So files, oh, we just have to run it. Automatic save. Run current strip. Okay, it's Tom again. Tom's 24 for the last 20 years. Whoa, mistake already. So it's how these mistakes work. This is the starting line. This is the ending line. It says student is not defined. Oh, we forgot to make the student ID. I told you something's going to happen. Let me just put a message here. Get student ID. See, you should have told me. See, if we're on Skype, you could tell me right away. But since we're on video, you can't say anything. So I don't know. So student ID equals get student ID. Oh, it's enter student ID. So I like the IOs for the enters, and I like the gets and sets for the classes. You don't want to use gets and sets for the IO because input output, it's all mixed up. Student ID. Okay. Just check the spelling. We don't want that mistake. There's student ID. Okay, great. Okay, run current strip. Okay, back to Tom. Tom's 24. What's his ID? S1234. Whoa, it works. My name is Tom. I am 24 years old. My student ID is S1234. So like I said, programs connection. We need to make a connection now. Where's this one coming from? Where's that coming from? So this guy's got to come from the person. So let's find out where it comes from. So our first connection is the str, right? There's the super. There's the str. So where's the str? The person. There it is. My name is Tom. I am 24, right? And then how's the rest going to work? It will come from this one, right? My student ID is there. Okay, great. The self is the student. That's one which student is. And many students. So objects are made from class definitions. So you can make many objects from the same definition. So let's make another one. So we call S2 now. We're almost done for today. Wow, how's our, oh, we gotta buy some more megabytes, or each lesson is about half an hour. So we just make lessons until we run out of megabytes. So make a new student. Oh, I gotta make Sue, right? Tom's girlfriend. Okay. And she's 23. And her student ID is 5678. Put a little S for student. Okay. And we print that one out. So let's be S2. You don't want to make another S because poor Tom's gone. Tom would be history. So make an S2 now. Okay, so we're going to run this one. And since the S worked, the S2 will work. So it's Tom here. He's 24. S, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, where's Sue? Oh, oh, there's Sue. And there's Tom. Oh, okay. You just take that out. Okay, so now I said the derived class, the student class, can use the methods and variables from the superclass, the person class. So let's try that. We're going to test getters. Oh, I forgot to do that with the student one. Okay, let's do the student one first then. And you can copy and paste for we'll do the person first and copy and paste for student. So we go print. We just do the p dot get name. Whoa. Hmm. Okay. And we're going to need to get age. Okay, and then we're going to change those with the setters. We'll test setters. Wow, I got a few minutes left here. Wow, it's going to be a long lesson. Wow. I hope we got more megabytes left for the next lessons. Test setters. So p dot set name. Oh, we do Mary. That'd be Tom's other girlfriend. Yeah, Tom's got many girlfriends. She got Mary. Mary's, I don't know. Let's say Mary's 26. Okay. Okay. So we just set in the name, can't set the age. Okay, and you copy this one. Okay, so we set age now. Wow. And, yeah, Mary's 26, remember? Okay. And then we just print the P out, see if they changed. I'm sure they would change. Oh, not again. Like we hard coded some. Okay, yes. No attribute get name. Let's see, there's underscores. So easy to fix. We don't mind making mistakes because we show people how to fix things and they're going to mistakes. And set name. See, if we did it on Skype, you could tell me. But the video, we cannot talk to the students, so. Oh well. Everybody likes what they like, so we just give everybody what they want, and then who likes this, they can do videos, they can do self-study, they can do whatever they like. Skype, I like the Skype, but videos are fun to make now. Okay, it's Tom now. He's 24. And S1234. Okay, it all worked. Look, there's Tom, 24. There's Mary, he's 26. Okay. You're right, we changed Tom to Mary. Okay. Now, we can just copy these ones for the student. We're all done for today. Oh, it's a long video. Test setters, test person setters. Well, what we can do is just say test person. Okay, this will be test student. So this is easy to do. We just change the P's to S's. So, okay. So keep the same comments, but change those. Just change to the S's. Looks so easy. That's what we do in the Skype lesson. We just student change them all, and they think they're so smart. Okay, so we got to add another one here for the student ID. Let's copy this. Didn't do good for copy. Well, our copy paste wasn't successful, but we will continue anyways. So get age, student ID. So we're almost done. I keep on saying that. I said to one student for 2 hours, almost done. So set Mary, set age 26, S dot set student ID. And this will be S5678. Use the same one, that's okay. Then we print the S out. Okay, so I said that the derived class can call the methods from the person, the superclass, which they are. Look, get name, get age, set name. And we're just using the student. So in the class, the selves become the student. Okay, let's run this one, and then we got to go. Wow, also we have no megabytes for the other lessons. That'd be really sad. So add Tom. He's 24. S1234. If you put a number, it will still be a string. There's Mary. Oh, we're done. Look, there's the test and getters, Tom 24, and we changed Mary. There's a 5, 6, 7, 8. So connections. Look, there's connection. There's connection. Well, not that connection. This one is our connection right there, right? And then we print out. That's that connection. Okay. Okay. Before we go, we look at the homework. So I don't know on your platform where the homework is, but you can get it through the PDF file, the transcript. or there might be a separate section for the homework. It's Putin. Where's our homework? Oh, I'll have to go get it. Oh, it was supposed to be there. Putin shows up instead. Oh no. So there are classes. So the first part is the person class. And the second part of this lesson is going to be inheritance. So I guess we got to really split this lesson into two. Just that there's always been one lesson because the other students can do the inheritance so fast because it's just a couple lines. So there's a student class that explains everything step by step. And then there'd be a homework question to do. So I'll suggest you do the homework. The people who do the homework are very, very good programmers. The people who don't do the homework don't become good programmers. So there's the homework, and this should run like this. And then you can always send our homework in, and then you know if it's working or not. And then if you need any extra help, we charge $15 an hour. So the lessons are free. You just got to pay the instructor's time to go over the homework. So most students don't mind paying at all. They're very happy to pay. Some students make too many appointments. So all the students can do all this without appointments. So everyone's different. So try to accommodate everybody. So if you really got a goal, it's like, wow, this lesson's so long. It's if you don't go now and no more memory for the other lessons. Okay, so bye bye for now.